Hey guys, welcome back to Face It TV. I am Daniel DDK Kapadia. We're here doing the playoffs of the GSL Egamingbets Cup, and we're having the knife round right now for map number 3 between NIP and Xsana, or it's HELLRAISERS now, so they've rebranded, and it seems to be going quite well for them so far, despite having very shaky games yesterday. Today it's actually been pretty damn good, and on their map they managed to win 16-9, and on map number 2 I believe it was 16-11 or something similar, 16-11. So it's actually going very well for them, for HELLRAISERS. I was expecting much more dominance from NIP, but here we are now jumping into the pistol round for the third and final map on Inferno between these two awesome teams. And we have Katowice right around the corner. So, and these are two teams that, well, let's actually not talk about that just yet. Let's talk about the game, because we are into the pistol round. And here we have, as we can see, very standard setups. Actually, not so standard. We've got a 3-man setup over at quad here, as we can see, for NIP. So very interesting stuff there. Get right. Look at this poking. He's going to spot a player very soon. And this is going to be quite interesting. There he is. He spots a player. His teammates should be able to throw in a flash for him or something similar to that effect. Get right just taking the jewels, though. And we're seeing the stop put on by NIP there. So now losing that one player, that changes a lot for HELLRAISERS. It really makes it so that B is kind of inaccessible, and you can see that they have gone for this push over and short. Here we go, and they've made it a success, a beautiful movement from Markov and his teammates to make certain that A is theirs, which it currently is. Freiburg on the rotation coming around, and it's just him and Get Right, and he does have a kit, so that is something. But here we go, he's going to move around short slowly. And he's trying to see if he can spot any players, but they are remaining hidden. The only sound is the bomb ticking away. But here it is. There comes the symphony of the pistols as they take down Get Right and Freiburg. And there we go. 1-0. HELLRAISERS taking the very much needed pistol round against NIP for the first half on the T side here on Inferno. And the team that comes first today wins $1,300, so they are playing for a substantial chunk of cash, which will make for a lot of drinks at the after party of Katowice, which is very, very soon. And right now we have, of course, the anti-eco coming in. So how are they going to play this? I talked about this yesterday. I personally really like the opportunities you get on B, because it's only one big choke point that can be abused by the CT side here. So B can be really strong, but you know, you always going to have the advantage. So you can really work with a lot. And we're seeing that they are filling out mid right now, moving through to Arch. Here they come. There's Forest. Brilliant position. Might just get the second, and he does get the second headshot with that Deagle. Forest, beautiful play. And now Fiffler and Equalizers taking down Dozier. Now it's just Markov left alive. This has turned into a ridiculous eco round from NIP. Those Deagles are so good in the hands of those players. Getting that mad value from the Deagles, as Markov, he is basically in a terrible position because now they've picked up the guns. 1 AK, 1 Galil. And what can Markov do? Freiburg will drop him there by the small pit, and there you go. That is why the Deagle is amazing on the eco. If you have a good position, and you can see they set it up like that. Forest, he had a very interesting angle there, and it was always going to be his teammate that would approach first. And because of that, it always allows Forest to get a shot in when no one's shooting at him. So Forest can always get the clear first shot. So as long as Forest's first shot is good, then the entire fight should go pretty well from that point onwards. And we saw exactly that happened. He even had a lot of time to take the second shots for the second kill, as there was still the distraction in effect. So very well played. You can see they think this through, do NIP, and just taking down players, shooting gallery, mowing him down over on mid, and that eco round shut down without a problem, without a hitch. So we go 2-1 now as NIP swing it back after that start from HELLRAISERS. And I really love the way in which they did it. That's also something that can be copied quite easily, at least those positions, those setups from the players. Perhaps, you know, you can call it to Fiffler and to say how they should be playing it. or rather to give him the credit to say how they should be playing it. But very nice stuff indeed. So we have Forrest pushing himself up apartments with the smoke. Into the bedroom he goes. Gonna take some Z's. As Freiberg watches Banana, it seems that Dozier is making some noise, and Forrest is still in the bedroom there. I don't know if Dozier realizes this. I don't think he does. Forrest knows that he's there. Forrest is waiting for the perfect moment. He wants to stay hidden. Look at this. Now it's the perfect moment that he's... Oh, no, he didn't know about Dozier, but it was so low he goes down through the wall. Adren now just violently spamming his AK around the corners, finds the headshot onto Forrest there, looking for the next one onto Get Right, who isn't going to take a lick of damage as Adren gets the plant on the bomb now. So 2-on-2 situation with the bomb plant. They don't have time to get into good positions, but nevertheless, oh, there goes the peek from Adren. Very well timed. Oh no, turning his back. Oh, okay, because of the splash. All right, but still, that's going to hurt him because Get Right is going to abuse that. Perfect play from NIP with the flashes there. Good teamwork. It's going to yield the success here as Freiberg and Get Right wrap around Angel's front and his back, and they get the defuse there. So NIP with a very nice retake, but of course Hellraisers, they do get the money from the plant, so it's not so bad for them. Getting the plant, they could actually scrape together a buy here if they really wanted to do so, and if we can see that, they got 3 Galils, a few grenades, only 1 smoke, and that is interesting. It's much harder to make plays on A if you don't have at least like 2 or 3 smokes. They're actually going to go for A, so I would expect something very, very fast on A and not particularly slow. You can do great plays with just 1 smoke on B, but they're going to go for the A play here. So Angel is the one with that smoke, and Forrest with a very nice position here. Look at this. Almost going to see Marklov. And not giving himself much time to react with that angle, but that's okay. He got the information, which is almost as good as getting the frag. Almost. Not quite, but almost as good. Here we go. Finds Angel. Doesn't decide to drop the pit just yet. And Angel was the man with the smoke, and I don't think they actually got off a smoke anywhere, and it's going to be really tough now to break into the site. NIP realize what's happening now. They're not rotating anyone through Banana. That's okay. And they haven't even floated anyone towards A yet, because it seems like they're not 100% sure. But here we go. Now we're seeing the movement from the floater back over to A. Got a bit of a scuffle going on. Trade there from either side. And it's going to be Adren who actually makes this go massive now. 3-on-1 after Markelov takes down Forrest. It is suddenly turning into a really, really cool round from Hellraisers, who managed to just abuse NIP. And I wasn't expecting quite such a strong play after the opening there. NIP did very well to control the pace, but it's all falling apart around them as Freiberg's left alone for the retake. As we see that the chickens scuttling on by. Oh, the chickens all over the place. 3-2 the score. And of course, if you just joined us, this is the deciding map between these two teams. The winner goes on to the finals to await the winner of clan-mystik and Kick for their best of 3, which is coming up after this map. And right now, Hellraisers, after that round, in a good spot. Adren trying to take control of some space on Banana with a bit of pre-firing. I would be interested to see if they're going to leave a man up there, like push up on Banana to deny information, to make it harder for NIP to guess correctly. And they're taking over apartments now. They've got a man in boiler. And indeed, Adren's still making noise over at Banana. This is preventing NIP from getting information. They can try to make a peek. One of them can throw a flash over and peek Banana, perhaps, to get the info. That is a good play to counter this. But right now, as it stands, Adren is really preventing information. He's making it very hard to understand what's happening, for sure. That's really the problem. The smoke does come out, though. And Adren realizes that they're not going to push through the smoke, so there's not much he can do standing there. So he's going to rotate back through to help the mid-effort, and here they go, charging into A. There comes Forrest with a nice double on the defense from Pit. Kucha turning the corner over towards CT Arch, does grab himself a frag on Exist, opening up the long, which is very important to do now. Forrest is very pressured from 2 angles, but here it is, another headshot. 4th frag coming in from Forrest, looking for the ace, won't find it. Kucha is going to take him out, so Kucha with the double there right at the end, but it's a 1-on-2. He needs the 4-man here, looking for the header Get Right, and Get Right is going to take him down. So 4-2, the score. So we're seeing a very strong series of plays from both teams thus far. I'm very curious to see what they go with now on this eco. Will they just do a flat-out rush? They're going to take it slow. How are they going to play this? So far, it looks like they're all rushing up T-slope there. It looks like they're going to go banana, it would seem right now. But actually, no, they're taking it slower. Now, just all accumulating around middle. Or rather, middle and banana. You can see one player who desperately wants that position towards slope there. It's a Dren. Rather, towards mid there. And this can be a really strong position. This is one of the key things you can do if you're rushing banana. But they've decided that banana's a no-go, and they're going to commit towards mid and apartments now. Here we go. Dren's going to make his way around. So I love how they've been moving together around the map so far. They haven't lost any players, which is really important. Dren, he should realize the position of Forest. He's actually, or they should expect this one at least, because he's been doing that for a few rounds now. Pfeffleren going to take down 3 players. They cannot push through Boiler. They cannot push through mid. NIP with a great crossfire, setting up a wonderful defense. And that's a 5-2 scoreline now, as we see the next buy from HELLRAISERS. And how, again, are they going to deal with this? Where are the weaknesses for NIP? I don't think there has been any strict weaknesses. I think we've seen more or less a very strong NIP on mid, on apartments, and on B. So it's very hard to make the call as HELLRAISERS how to really do this. And unless they have some really elaborate strategies that they can execute, it's going to be very hard to make a gut call on what feels good against NIP. And we've got 3 players moving up banana at the moment with 2 waiting in mid. So that's for the double peek to cover each other. And that's going to really confuse NIP as they push everywhere at once. Here they go. Oh, wow. Absolutely demolishing the aggression there towards banana. But Markloff is there. Oh, and he does catch the head of Pfeffleren. So this could spell trouble for NIP as a man goes between both sides, both A and B, into the library kind of area as Dozier now waits for some noise to have a successful peek out. There's no one in graveyard. Dren and Dozier in very good positions. Dren gets taken down, the bomb on the site, and Forest is waiting in the site as well. He's got a wonderful position, deals with Dozier, and NIP, they play so efficiently right now. That was very, very well played from them. I really liked how Forest kind of handled the situation and all the pressure from both long and from apartment's side. He just took a very, very nice position in the site where he wasn't gonna, he didn't want to take a duel, essentially. He wanted to wait for his teammates to rotate to give him the chance to make a more effective play where he can have a 1-on-2 or try to shoot a distracted player. And that situation came around and he capitalized. And we have another pistol round now from HELLRAISERS, who are not finding much luck here. They're working on mid, but we have to say that the expectations are not great for them on mid. Here's Dozier. Pfeffleren was very, very good so far, defending from quad, from short. Oh my god, Dozier just blew up the entire round for his team right there. Not only like allowing them to know exactly, oh, is that a team kill as well? It was, onto a Dren. Oh dear. That is not good. What a round. A complete shambles of a round here from HELLRAISERS, going completely wrong. And on an eco, you don't exactly want to make a team kill. I mean that just is not what you want at all. Let's do a round to play so that we can buy some weapons next round. And team kill. Yeah, let's lose that 1500. Ouch. So 7-2 now. NIP holding it down on the CT side. I mean, this map does tend to be much better for the CT side. Well, not much better, but it's an advantage on the defensive side. And HELLRAISERS, they haven't found the chink in the armor of NIP yet. That's really their issue in this match. And as I said before, the idea as well is to really try to test NIP's defense and see how they play the position, see who can get picked off more easily, who is in more of an exposed position, who's vulnerable to certain grenades, how can you shut out certain angles and play around that. But we haven't seen HELLRAISERS really kind of feeling out the defense effectively just yet. And we're not so long away from the end of the first half, so their chance to do so is running out rapidly. So far, A has been really strong. So now they're working on B. Here we can see Get Right at the back of the site, just murdering them as they enter. Freiburg as well. It honestly seems like NIP is just too strong. Look at this defense coming in. Freiburg with the last frag on Markelov to win the round, 8-2 the score. This is very tough indeed for HELLRAISERS. And yesterday when we were doing an Inferno, I think it was, what was it? It was Kick and clan-mystik. Oh no, sorry, clan-mystik and GamePub rather. I had a lot to say about how things were going and how the positions were being played and stuff, but it honestly seems like NIP is just playing really solidly at the moment. The only thing they haven't really been doing, which we've seen a lot in the metagame right now, is getting some aggressive rounds on B, but they just haven't seen it be necessary. But Angel is actually going to manage to take a couple frags, opening up the A bomb site through the apartments. The execution is what's going to do it in the end for HELLRAISERS, as they now take control of the bomb site, punching in the numbers. There is going to be Kucha getting the bomb plant, and there it is, Freiburg just running through the smoke. He's even going to get a frag. Angel cannot falter here from this position. He's got to get right. He does it. Brilliant stuff there from HELLRAISERS. When all else fails, run and gun. It did work out very well for them. The fast movement seemed to prove more effective over at apartments. So perhaps having success there, maybe they're going to try to do the same again. I definitely can feel that that would be something that they want to try. I mean, it's getting kind of late, as I mentioned last round. And if something's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see them go for something similar. And we do have a movement in apartments once again coming in. We've got Dozier, the front man over there. And he has to move through some smoke first, making some noise, making their presence known. Forest ready to defend Boiler and mid. There he misses the first shot. That's going to allow them to move ever closer. Cannot miss a single shot in that position. And it's going to be Forest who gets taken down. Fifthlerin under a lot of pressure in the big pit now. As Markov drops his teammate Exists. Fifthlerin, so much trouble. They are swarming around him. He's cornered right now. And Dozier drops from the heavens. And he does take down Fifthlerin. Freiburg coming in, looking for some burst action on the players of HELLRAISERS, of which there are 2 remaining. Freiburg trying to lock down the area at small pit. He needs to move forwards though, trying to get the wall bang. There goes the reload. Adren is playing this calmly. They just have to make sure they don't show themselves. They don't. Dozier was just peeking for the frag. Now it's a 1-on-1. And oh my god, Freiburg gets the kill. And I hesitate to say, you know, that is surely one of those situations where, you know, why peek? Why peek? He didn't have to take a 1-on-1, or at least he didn't have to. If he wanted to, he could. I mean, peeking can be okay, but taking the committed 1-on-1, because you can, you know, peek, you know, shoulder the edge and see exactly where he is, communicate with your teammate about what's happening. But going for the 1-on-1, putting it to 2 1-on-1s, that's always that can always go very wrong. We saw it going very wrong there. Forest gonna put an AWP bullet straight in the chest of Markelov to take him down, and fall straight on back. So taking your victory and falling back is always a strong play to make. Not trying to get greedy. And now HELLRAISERS are in that position again where it's like, all right, we lost the man very early in the round. Only got 4 men to work with. So this makes things very hard. There's more pressure on the entry fragger to make something happen if they go for a rush. More pressure on them entirely. And Angel dies for nothing through the smoke. And again, this is one of those positions where it's like, what do we do at this point? What do we do? They have to just go for something, just try to play the advantage on the men. They have a 3 versus 2 situation if they go now into the B bomb site. But we look at these interesting positions. Freiburg over at 3 boxes, and actually right next to him is a teammate. And he's going to see them right now. And here they go into the bomb site. They spot both players. It's a 2-on-2 in the bomb site at least. Now a 1-on-2 in the bomb site as Dozier stands there. But there's just nothing he can do. Now NIP players all rotating. Dozier falls, his body limp over at pool. And 10-3 now as NIP make a massive statement on Inferno here. We've seen some skill from HELLRAISERS. We've seen some great dynamic play. But overall, they just cannot break the defensive lines of NIP, who seem to be untouchable defensively. If you want to look at how to defend, how to communicate, on Inferno. Just watch NIP demos. Seriously, it's looking very good for them so far. And Angel actually, great entry frag on Banana, and they're going to go straight in the bomb site so fast. They have 2 players over at Apartments who, at least one of them, should hightail it back to help support the players over at the site. And they're still playing it slow in Apartments, and Exist is going to take down Angel. It's just a Markov there and a Dren in the site. And here come the flank, but hopefully it's not too slow for the sake of Hellraisers. Exist moving in ever quicker, tossing in the smoke to 3 boxes. Very smart decision for that smoke, and gets the one-on-one against the Dren. Markov now in the back of the site, and his teammates have done well on the flank. They turned out that they waited just enough time over at Apartments. They played it just slowly enough that it would be okay, thanks to Markov's ability to stay alive in the site, and Adren also to slow them down a lot, to allow that flank to come into play. So 10-4 now, really looking towards that 5th round. And that's not a horrendous scoreline at all. I mean, 10-5 on the first half, that's not too bad. That's okay. They won't be feeling too horrendous if they are able to do that. 10-4, 11-4 is going to be feeling a lot worse, though. A lot more difficult, again, because of how fragile the pistol round can be. And here come the grenades. Great flash from Get Right. He flashed all 3 of them there. Gets, another frag with the CZ75. Markov, though, coming in with violent force through Boiler onto Thorist. And here we go. The bomb is going to go down, it seems. But the grenade could actually work here. And there is great usage of the Scar into Markov as Fifling crawls through the crawl space there. And it is just 1 player left. It's Dozier. Let's see if he's going to be able to clutch this. They need this round. They need this so badly. Here is the first one-on-one. No, he's going to turn his gaze away. Playing it slow. The bomb is ticking away. There goes the smoke. This could actually help Dozier, as he knows where it's planted. Doesn't get the frag, though. And there is another play onto the diffuser, and he does get the frag. Was that enough time? We're about to find out as we move on to Exist. And it was not enough time. Wonderful play from Dozier as he makes it 10-5 in the first half. And that's really going to help out. I mean, so long as they win the pistol round, they can hopefully, for their sake, take it to, a 10-8 scoreline. And then they're feeling good. They're feeling good about it. What they don't want is the 13-5 scoreline where, the 3 rounds goes to NIP, because then the climb is very severe. But let's see how this turns out now. What they decide to do, NIP, on their pistol round, and how well they execute it. Looks like they're going for a straight up banana push. Banana shenanigans. Wow, that grenade actually taking down Angel. This is bad, but they had 3 players over here. They committed. The risk actually going to pay off as long as they can get the kills. And there it is. Dozier making another headshot. Brilliant play there from Dozier, who manages to get another frag. It's a 2-on-2 now. Markov with those Julies. Look at those Marina Jewel Berettas as he moves in through the smoke. Here he goes, emerging from that smoke. Gets, in fact, it was Kuchu who managed to nail Get Right. And with that precision, he will close out the round with the 2nd frag. Lovely stuff there. Hellraisers able to win it back. But we saw this happen on the first half. Hellraisers off to a good start. Then boom. Oh, wait. NIP bought Deagles, and they know how to use them. And this is a much different situation now, though, because it's actually Hellraisers anti-eco, but from the defensive side. So let's see how that goes for them. It should be, in theory, harder for NIP to make something happen right there. Deagle's very good defensively, or at least I think a bit better defensively if you know what's coming, if you can prepare for the angles. But there you go. Look at this. All the players in NIP getting ready. Here go the grenades, sailing over the roof there. Bit of a miss there from that flash. I wonder who's responsible from that, but here comes the great FAMAS action from Angel as he pumps them full of lead. Biffler is swapping out for the CZ75 and going to make the play onto Angel. Can't drop him just yet. Here comes the aid from Adren, managing to gun down 1 player, but Get Right proves to be a problem, but not one too great for Angel to handle. As we move 10-7. And let's see now what happens here. We could see, you never know with NIP, you just never know on the pistol rounds what they're going to be able to do, on the ecos even. But Hellraisers doing well off the first the second half pistol win. So far, everything going according to plan. And it's going to start getting interesting when we get to see the buy rounds for NIP, when we start to see how the defense holds up. Because NIP are very good at testing the defenses. And we're probably going to see a mix of plays on mid, on apartments and banana and so on, as they really test out the positions and the players from HELLRAISERS. But look at this so far. They're up mid, got 2 players up mid, 2 players in apartments and 1 at B. So that's a really lovely setup there. But it's going to be 1 player who charges on in to CT spawn as his teammates flood in towards that A bomb site. They are going to get guns down, however, with Freiberg, the banana man, the only one left alive. And he's going to get finished off by Angel. So no problems there. And there you go, the 10-8. But here comes the buy from NIP. And actually, to the credit of HELLRAISERS, NIP weren't even able to sneak in any kind of bomb plants either. So that's very good. I mean, that stopped the buy on the last round that they weren't able to plant before that last round. So HELLRAISERS, you know, doing a great job keeping the money low so far for NIP. And there goes a Molotov. Interesting stuff here. And they are going to play a bit aggressively here. Look at this. Well-placed Molotov, well-placed smoke. That was actual perfection there on the placement of those grenades. And look at this Marklov with the mag. Oh, and he gets Gera as he jumps through the window. And he does hit the head of Forrest, takes him down with the second barrage of the mag. He knows there's another player lurking around the apartments, though. He must know. It's going to be Fiffler in. Fiffler in there. 1-on-4 situation. He made the sound. They know exactly where he is now. Marklov's going to make the call to his teammates. Now, all of a sudden, things get under pressure for Fiffler and going to get taken down immediately by Angel. 10-9 as HELLRAISERS actually shut down NIP's buy round. This is looking very interesting now as NIP are actually in a position where maybe HELLRAISERS actually beat them. And that would be, I think, very surprising for many people. NIP so far have been playing well, but HELLRAISERS just been making the right calls, executing well, loving the play on Banana so far from them. So now I think NIP are going to shift their attention more to mid, more to apartments to really test those grounds and see how that goes. Marklov with the pre-smoke there on apartments. They feel like there is something going to be happening over at mid and apartments. They realize that. They have the floater from B moving towards CT spawn. They're actually not sure on the call just yet. NIP are playing this very well on the delay, making HELLRAISERS second guess themselves at this point. The floater's still there though. Here he goes. He's going to head on over. Great catch from Marklov with the AK at the back of the site. Another headshot found from Marklov, but he goes down. Oh no, Marklov gets dealt with, and Kucha, NIP controlling the site now. Here comes Angel, sprinting as fast as he can towards short. Here we go, Freiberg going to get caught in the side of the head by Angel, as Angel jumps with his rifle, looking for those NIP players, and they will all fall. Wonderful retake there from HELLRAISERS, making it 10-10. But that buy, that plant should enable a successful buy on the next round, I believe, from NIP. Let's check this out. Yeah, of course. So the money is very decent now for NIP. Look at this. They're actually kind of rich. Both sides kind of rich. And this is 10-10, so things are getting so close now. So close. HELLRAISERS is doing just what they need. Not only to stay in this game, not only to make it competitive, but to really pose a massive threat to the ninjas in pajamas. So Marklov tossing in a quick grenade on mid there before cycling on around. So I believe that HELLRAISERS are indeed feeling mid and apartments much more so than they are feeling banana right now. We saw a lot of heartache on banana from them. But the thing is that you've got to mix it up. Eventually, it could be a situation where NIP, sorry, they start testing banana in a round or two, because it's been a while, but that also goes for HELLRAISERS as well. They can start actually playing more aggressive on banana if they're feeling like NIP are favoring mid and apartments. They know that NIP are going to leave always a man like Exist here, and that's always they always have to deal with one man, but if they can apply the correct grenades, they can always remove him from the positions. But look at this, Forrest moving through mid, gets taken down immediately, and there's a player behind Freiberg. Does he know it? And Kucha catches him. Oldest trick in the book right there. and Fifthrin will make the trade happen, but already too much damage received. They've lost all their momentum on the mid push. Fifthrin trying to save it, cutting off the angle with the smoke. And HELLRAISERS now, it's still not too bad for them as Exist moves up short. Oh, can't catch Markloff. Markloff, such a key man so far. This is just completely shut down by HELLRAISERS. Great play from them. Such great play. NIP now, I wonder if they'll test Banana again and see what's up there. I would love to see some aggression, maybe a quick 3-man aggression on HELLRAISERS. We've seen teams move, actually, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they're making me look really smart right now, because this is something that we see appear every now and again, and it can work out really, really well sometimes. And you can always rotate one player back as well. If you get the right smokes on mid and apartments, you can buy yourself time, and you can see the rotation coming back now, floating back a little bit, and Angel going to go down, so they have 2 men there. And if NIP decide to actually go for this, and actually it looks like we have a pause, I believe. Oh no, or do we have a pause? Yeah, it looks like we are actually paused. So hopefully that is nothing too serious. Hopefully we're not going to experience the DDoSing issues we had yesterday, which delayed us about an hour and a half, I think. That would be very regrettable, but we'll see. People really, really like those skins that they get. A bit too much, I think. But either way, 10-11 at the moment. And this round, actually, I really want to see it get unpaused very quickly, because it's starting to get really, really interesting. And if these situations happen too often, these pauses, we're just going to throw it up to the brackets. But don't worry, because you won't miss anything. We're very fast with getting back into the game. So, but yeah, just to talk about this very quickly. So we saw 3 men from HELLRAISERS jumping on into the B-bomb site, and I think they wanted to get aggressive, but they lost the player very quickly, and they didn't want to give away that they had another guy stacked in there. So they're just playing it kind of loose at the moment, but it looks to be like we just paused at this point where NIP just got the pick there, so NIP can decide to just go for it, or they can just wait and try to like force rotations and then play with that. And that is the moment we're in right now. We're waiting to see whether they decide to just go for it, or whether they decide to just wait and chill a little bit. I think they're going to like delay a little bit. They have 2 men towards apartments, so trying to force a rotation and moving the guys in apartments, that could yield another pick, which changes everything. So this is a really, really interesting round. Money-wise, NIP, if they lose this, they are going to have to eco unless they get plant. And the money for HELLRAISERS, who are 1 round up at 11-10, is really, really strong right now. We're seeing 10k or 11k, 5k, 14k, 11k, 6k. So money-wise, they are like so incredibly fine. They can buy for the rest of the rounds, basically. So NIP, there's actually huge pressure on them right now on this round, and this could be a very critical decision that could almost have game-winning implications for HELLRAISERS. So I'm really curious about this. Could not have paused in a more interesting moment. So we have yet to receive any information as to the nature of the pause, what the reason was to bring up this pause, but as soon as we get the information, we'll relay it to you guys. Hopefully it's not DDoSing, probably is, usually is that. So guys, we'll just put up the brackets quickly whilst we try to figure this out, and don't worry, we will come back straight away with the rest of the match as soon as the unpause occurs. So stay with us, we'll be back with the rest of the rounds with NIP and HELLRAISERS for the last map here on Inferno very shortly. Okay, we're back in, guys. You missed like 2 seconds. And the two players from NIP managed to catch one of the kind of rotating players from A. So actually deciding to hold off on a big rush. Made a lot of sense, and he actually managed to capitalize from it too. So NIP in a very good position now all of a sudden. Only 2 players left for HELLRAISERS, who the round could have gone really well with their little B setup, but NIP didn't walk into it. Now they're going to walk into the setup finally, but there's only 2 players there. So here we go. Dozy and Adren, can they play in such a strong way that they can win a round like this? They actually equalize. It's 2-on-2. NIP, they are kind of scared over at B now. They have to try to make things work over at A instead. Going for the plant. Fifflerin over at long. And we have Forest over at the short side planting for apartments, but also for short. So here we go. Here come 2 players. Forest, can he do it? He can't even take down 1 player. This is really, really bad. Puts a lot of pressure on Fifflerin, who, with that grenade, oh my god, Dozier didn't take any damage from that, hiding in exactly the right way. And oh my goodness, HELLRAISERS take the round. This is massive for HELLRAISERS. Again, let's have a look at the money. And they did get the plants, so they can afford the buy, which is a huge relief for NIP. That has helped them avoid a very sticky situation, but it's still looking kind of worrying for them. If they can't pull things together now, then we're going to have a very, very interesting situation. Again, they absolutely need another bomb plant to buy next round if they lose this. If they get into an eco situation, the game is almost over, so NIP, they have to come out huge right now. Dozier, a confusing play out of Boiler. Forest going to go down. Fifflerin going to go down. Got some trades coming in. So it's a 3-on-3 now. And it is such a chaotic round. The players spread out all over the place. Exist going to pick up the bomb next to the wagon there. But here goes Dozier. Gets taken down by Get Right. And now it is a very, very tough situation for HELLRAISERS. So NIP, they made the round super chaotic, and it's in that chaotic situation in which NIP really flourishes. Here you go. Freiberg going to get taken down by Adren. Beautiful catch there, but he's only got 15 health. They're going to make the movement towards B for the bomb plant, and this should in no world not be around for NIP. This should never go against NIP here. So here Adren goes to try to save the day. But what can he do? Unless he has like a healing potion or something, he's going to have a very hard time. Great timing on the grenades there. Adren moved through the smoke. They're both hiding. One in construction, one behind coils. Here he goes, and there it is. Dismissed by Exist. And 12-11. So NIP clawing their way back from the depths that HELLRAISERS had thrown them into as we approach the 24th round now. This is looking really interesting between these 2 teams. So NIP now, they've had success pretty much, I'd say, more on the A apartment side of things than on Banana. So you can see them not really pushing up Banana just yet with any players. And we can look at this movement. On the minimap, we can see a full rotation from B to A. Full rotation. No players from HELLRAISERS have even died yet, but they have 5 men on A. Dozier's even going to get the opening frag. HELLRAISERS can even afford to play a little bit aggressively in some spots here. Freiberg making the kill over it short, but there's one in Boiler. Dozier cannot make the frag happen. Freiberg coming out huge, looking for the 3rd frag. 2 players in pit. Can NIP do this? 5-on-5, all at the A bomb site. Angel going to drop Freiberg and Get Right. It's a 1-on-1. All on Exist, and he's going to make the frag Angel. Not enough bullets in his gun. And Exist going to tie up the match, 12-12. This is incredible. We saw HELLRAISERS making the right call. They rotated every man to A. Every man to A. It was a 5-on-5. And amidst the chaos, once again, Ninjas reign supreme. And HELLRAISERS, they have a lot of money still, but it is getting worrying at this point. Look at this. They spotted a lot of players. We're going to start seeing movement from the guys on A. But with strategies like this, with occupations on Banana like this, you actually have to be really careful that someone's not sneaking around in Boiler or apartments to try to catch your rotating players. And you can see it's slowed down a bit. and we have 2 players on long now. So Hellraisers have reacted, but they haven't overreacted, which is great from them. And NIP are taking it slow. They lost Forest over at B, so it's looking good for Hellraisers now. As we might just see the ninjas slowly creeping up here. And Kucha, he's in a very key spot. Can he make the kill? Perfect, perfect, perfect from Kucha. Taking down Fifflerin. Now they're 3 on 5. And Exist, he's basically bleeding out right now. 9 health. And they're making the play on mid for the A bomb site. Get Right and Freiberg have to be huge in this round. Great opening up from both Freiberg and Get Right. One more player in pit. Dozier takes on Get Right. He is the man that can stop this bomb going down, but he cannot react fast enough. Stuck in the pit, throwing the grenades, doing all he can to delay to survive. Takes down, oh wow, takes down Freiberg, and with the grenade Exist and the defuse, he's going to be swimming in points right now as Hellraisers move 13 to 12 against NIP. And if you're just joining us once again, this is the 3rd map, the deciding map, Inferno, for the GSL Egamingbets Cup playoffs. The winner of this goes into the grand finals and awaits the winner of clan-mystik and Kick Gaming. So Hellraisers, yesterday they looked like an entirely different team. Today, I don't know what it was, but they're looking good right now. And NIP are struggling. You can see this buy from NIP was very weak. They have to make this round a victory. I don't know what they're going to do next round if this one is not a win for NIP. Here they go, charging on into the A bomb site. Get Right trying to get his way through that smoke there. And it seems like a very challenging situation right there. Here we go, great movement from Angel, from Dozier, although he went down just there. And Freiberg going to get the plant in the site. So things going quite well for NIP. 3 on 2. But we've seen Hellraisers do crazier things. Good stuff from Forest, taking down Kucha over at the library. Placing himself in the graveyard. Freiberg sitting on over at the pit there. Great setup here from NIP. This is surely indestructible. Adren's going to try though. He knows Forest is there, but Forest executes well. Adren gets taken down, and it's 13 to 13. This is round for round with these 2 teams. And I think many people, especially after yesterday, after Group B, they were expecting just an easy 2-0, like 16-5, 16-5, something like that. But no. Exostanda, rebranded as Hellraisers, are living up to their new name. And right now, we have the 3-manning setup again very quickly with the nades. Are they going to get really aggressive with this? That's the question in my mind, or will they float back with a couple players? Looks like they're pushing down Banana, actually. Here it goes. This is risky play from Hellraisers in a very tense situation. And with all the smokes down there, if NIP were to put a concerted effort up mid right now, that could really abuse the strategy if they caught onto it. But they are being quite slow with their mid movement. And Adren and Angel creep ever closer towards T-Slope, where they're going to be able to have a very fast rotation time to NIP's play on A. So here we go. Fifflerin, the lead man on mid there. He's actually going to keep going. And this is going to be crazy. This is all going to be down to execution here. And look, Angel with the first frag on Forest. This kind of blows up the strategy. Exist and Forest, they were in charge of winning Banana back. And now the bomb is dropped there. This is just going really bad for NIP at this point. Fifflerin even goes down to Dozier. And it's just Freiberg, just Get Right left to stop the 5 players of Hellraisers. And they have 30 seconds left to get the bomb down or kill all 5 of them. This is going to be so hard. Here we go. Freiberg jumping in, trying to react here, looking for the headshots. The spray is good for the first player. Now it's Get Right. He's got players in front of him, behind him, to the side of him. He has to reload. There's no time for Get Right, but still he makes one more frag out of it. But that's 14 to 13 now as Hellraisers. Oh my goodness, it looks so good for them. NIP didn't even get the bomb down there. Let's look at the scoreboard here. We can see Dozier and Angel topping the scoreboard there. 24 and 23 frags. Very nice play from them as far as the fragging goes. Doing very well. And generally NIP players all been performing very well. But the problem has been just that Hellraisers have been coming together so well on the defense at the moment. their T side as well was very decent too. So we're having a slower round now, and GetRight's going to make the jump in. You can see the technique that's required there. You got to jump with the knife, but then switch back to the AK immediately, so you can actually be ready for a player that can be waiting for you in the bedroom or the apartments, the balcony area. And they make their way now into Boiler, up mid. They got a couple players up Banana as well. And look at this, they want this split through CT to B, it seems. And they have to get their teammates to pick up that bomb and rush over to B, or they can cycle around for B, all three of them as well. So there's a few options here. No frags have happened yet, but they're with 2 pistols. This is a very, very tough situation for NIP, not with a full buy. They need to win some weapons for their teammates. Here they go, taking things slow. No one's dropped a player just yet. 30 seconds left in the round. Slowly working their way through to Arch now. GetRight sitting there. Another smoke going down around the small pit position. This is looking very, very tense right now. Markov going to get the spray down onto Fiffler, and the thing's going very badly right now for NIP. Only 2 players left. Kucha going to go around for the flank now, as GetRight waits for him, and he does execute the frag, and the bomb goes down. Very well played for NIP to get the bomb down, but it's a 2-on-3 now. Dozier still in the pit, and this is going to be very tough for NIP. They're both stuck in the bomb site. GetRight gets taken out. Freiberg, though, he goes down as well. So there it is, the 15th round for HELLRAISERS. Unbelievable stuff there. I actually cannot believe how this is going. This is so interesting. And NIP now, let's not forget, they barely scraped together a buy there. A couple of them had pistols. And look at this now. Look at their money. It is just pitiful. 3 Galils we're seeing right there. We might even see another one. There it is. 5 Galils. What are they going to do? What do you do with 5 Galils? You throw them in the bonfire. I don't know what you do with 5 Galils, but NIP are going to show us. So let's just check out the overview here. We can see the movement coming in. Let's check out Angel. He's going to be on the angle. This is for information. And he falls back. He sees 2-3 players there and falls back. It's a lot of information. You can see NIP making the move back. They're actually all over, or at least 2 of the players are around apartments there, trying to make their way into Boiler, but I don't know how well it's going to go for them. 2 players on short, it seems. Yeah, 1 boosted up there. This could be a very, very nasty surprise for NIP. And this is the first time we've actually seen this boost with Markov and Kucha on short. They're leaving CT Arch completely open. If NIP were to smoke that position, it would go really well for them. Lots of frags going on there over at the mid. And Dozier not experiencing any action over at apartments. And they're holding well right now on mid. Things are really tough for NIP. They're trying to break the line, but they just cannot do it as of yet. And Dozier has a wonderful position to really defend from. And you can see NIP, they didn't gain the ground they initially needed to, so now they have to re-strategize. The call from Fiffler has to be strong on what to do here. And wow, they lose Exist, dropped instantly there by Angel. GetRight and Freiberg are the 2 men left standing with the Galils in their hands for NIP to win this round against 4 players of HELLRAISERS to keep themselves in the game. This is going to be extremely tough, but it starts out well. Freiberg manages to frag Adren. GetRight going to get to the back right of the site there as we see Freiberg around coils, looking for the heads, and he finds one. Kucha does go down, and GetRight gets the trade. It's a 1-on-1. GetRight can make this happen. Dozier has to defuse. That's the pressure he has on his shoulders. GetRight, oh, he cannot do it. The AK too strong. Dozier makes it happen. And oh my god, HELLRAISERS, the Existana Dragons, they actually defeat NIP and secure a spot in the grand finals. If you ask me today, what am I most sure of is going to happen today, not even Counter-Strike related, I'm going to tell you that the sun is going to rise and NIP is going to make the grand finals. But apparently not. It's going to be HELLRAISERS who do it. So amazing play from them. And they're going to await the winner of Kick and clan-mystik, which will be the next best of 3 we're going to witness. So stay tuned here on FACEIT TV for the GSL Egamingbets Cup as we progress and see who's going to win and play against HELLRAISERS in the grand finals.